Welcome everybody to week 5, part 3 check printing tutorial. Today, I am going to share with you how to print out a check if you have to print a check out for your client. Now, everybody will get a pack of checks. And on a pack of checks, the checks has a quantity of 50 checks. And it has a start number and an end number. Okay. Now, start number and end number. Now, the majority of times, what we would do is ask you to go ahead and go to your check registry in your software and then load the checks up. Okay. So if I come here, I'm going to click on checks to be printed, and I'm going to check inventory. And as you see on the inventory does not show a start number of 14285-100. The last 3 digits, you don't see any 100s. Okay, any 100s on the last 3 digits. So what we have to do to print checks, you go to check prints, which is going to be right here on this area. You see where I'm moving my mouse at right here? That's checks to print. And then here's my mouse. Here you got checks to register. And then here you got check inventory. All right. So what we want to do is we want to load some checks up for inventory. So we're going to go with activate. You go down to the bottom to activate your checks. You want to activate the checks and you want to put your starting number there. This starting number is going to be 14285-100. Okay. Now I'm not going to load them all in here. I'm going to have an ending of 14285-110. So I'm only going to go 10 checks. Now I was looking for the site ID. You see where it says site ID or the check layout version? Whenever you get your checks, it's always looking for the check layout version, and the check layout version is going to actually be right here on your pack of checks. No matter how many packs you get from me, the check version is always going to be on the actual stub itself. So what is the version? Capital T-N-E-B. So you want to go over here and you want to put in capital T in check version. You want to put in capital T-N-E-B. And then you want to go ahead and hit OK and load those checks up. Okay, so now those checks should be actually loaded, which is right here, 14285-100, and then it's the ending check number is going to be 14285-110. Now, what I'm saying to you is you can load them all up in your system. All 50 start with the first number and put the last number in for your ending check. You see it? The ending check number. Over here, you got your starting check number. Okay, so now that that's activate, let's go ahead and close that out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to print the check. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, what I always tell people to do is just do test the check first. And then you want to go in here and you want to go, first before you do it, you want to go into setup. I'm going to teach you how to set this up. You want to go to setup. And then you want to go to printer setup. And then here, you see, inside of printer setup, you want to have what printer you're printing from. You want it to be in your tax return, you want it to be in your checks, and you want it to be in your reports. So that lets you know that everything that you print from this software will be coming from this particular printer. But now, of course, you can go inside of here and change the printer out to whatever printer that you got set up on your computer. Okay, but you want to make sure that you got the prompt for tax return PDF check, and you want to make sure that you got the GDI printer interface checked. You see it? Those have to be checked. Now, how do you get inside of there again to make sure this is set up? You go inside of setup, which is right here, and you go down to printer setup. And then you come over here, and then on your software, that's when you want to make sure that you got your prompt tax return PDF check. You want to make sure that you got your GDI printer interface check, and you want to make sure you got the name of your printer on all 3 columns, which is tax return, check, report, and then you want to make sure that you click OK so that it can make sure so that it can save. All right. Now, once that's in there, what I always tell, because you never know how your printer works. So what I tell people to do is draw a sample of what the check look like. Okay. Like, so in this portion right here, I'm just drawing a little things what the check look like. Okay. And that's how you test it at home. You see, here's the checks. Okay, here's the checks, and here is the print copy. Okay, well, the test copy. So what you want to do is you want to make sure when you put it in your printer, you want to make sure that you put it in your printer correctly. The printer that you're going to print off of, you want to make sure it's put in correctly. So when you printing, you make sure it's coming out correctly. Okay, so I'm going to put it in upside down to test it this way first. Let's test it upside down. So we're going to put it in upside down. See? Stub at the top, check at the bottom, and we're going to put it in there upside down. Okay, we're acting like that's the check. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to do a test print. See, at the bottom, you can do a test print. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to run a test print. And we're going to see exactly if it come out correctly. Okay, so now it came out on the back page. So this lets you know how you need to put it in. So now, you know, we put it in upside down. So what you want to put in is the check facing up. Stub showing, and then the actual check showing. Okay? Stub showing, then the actual check showing. You got me? So I don't want to waste a real check. You got me? So what I want to do is I just want to show you how to do this on the actual dummy paper. Okay? So again, what we're going to do is we're going to get a fresh piece of paper. Okay? We're going to get a fresh piece of paper. And we're going to draw out another dummy check. We're going to draw out another dummy check. Okay, so this top is going to be the stub. The bottom is going to be the check. Okay, so again, we just don't want to waste checks, even though I know I got a client in here. But this is the real checks. Check at the bottom, stub at the top. So we know now that it has to be put in face down. I'm sorry, face up. Okay. And then we go in and we run another test check. Click test check. And then let's come over here and look at how it's going to come out. Okay. So now you look at it, you see it says stub at the top. That's the check stub. And at the bottom, that's going to be the actual check. Okay. So you want to make sure that you still test it on your computer, because you just never know how it's going to come out on your computer. Mine is face up. Yours may be face down. So that's why I say always start off first with a test check. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and print this real check off, because I got you guys with me. And what I'm going to do is, for time's sake, I'm going ahead and replace this ink cartridge. Okay, guys, what you're looking at is one of our tax locations in Jonesboro, Georgia. So you guys are seeing the process all the way to the very beginning. And the reason why I'm coming, because I don't want to start a new module, so I'm going to go ahead and take the ink from out of the front ink cartridge. And we're going to go ahead and take this back to the back office. And we're going to go ahead and print out the real check. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Okay. Okay. So now we got that in there. So now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to print out the actual real check for this client and get the client set up and ready to come and pick up their check. Okay. So another thing I'm going to do is, after I show you how to print the check on week 6, module 1, when we get to module 2 and 3, I'm going to show you the form that you need to have your client sign, even if they are getting picking up a Walmart debit card, or if they are getting a check. The only way they don't have to sign this, sign that they picked it up or sign that they received it, is if, again, I repeat, if they're doing a direct deposit. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, this is how you print the check. A little different than testing. That's why, guys, I wanted to go ahead and change the ink out while I had you here, so I can show you exactly how to do it. So you see, here's the check. What it's going to ask for is, I'm going to check it. You see this box right here? We're going to check this box. Okay. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hit print check. And then now it's asking for what? Please enter the starting check number. The starting check number. Starting check number is going to be 142-85100. Then I'm going to take the check and I'm going to put it inside of the printer face up. And then I'm going to hit OK. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And then once I hit OK, it's saying you have one check to print. I'm going to hit OK. And now the check should be printed. And voila, there you have it. A client's check, real check, that I have to call her so that she can come and pick up her check. Okay? So there you have it, guys. You learned how to print out a check for if you have any clients that is receiving a check. You know how to print out their check. And in week 6, module 2 and 3, I'll show you how to have your client sign out your check, sign out for their check, or sign out for their Walmart debit card. Until the next webinar, you guys have a great day.